Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Hyperfixation, the podcast, your weekly deep dive into the niche and eccentric. I'm joined by the wonderful Amy Goedecke. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm just happy you remembered my name this time.
And how to pronounce it correctly?
Yes, well done.
I was practicing all morning, I won't lie to you, Amy.
Are you really?
I'm really self-conscious about people's names. And so
sure.
me mispronouncing or saying the wrong name as I've said the wrong name to you once or twice.
Oh, okay.
Once or twice.
Okay. Whatever you want.
But thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule.
Thank you for having me.
How do we know each other? You're an actor. We're both
I am,
actors. And we
yes.
met during a particular production that should not be named.
And no, it shouldn't.
And we talked a little bit about the podcast, and you mentioned you had a couple of hyperfixations.
Yes. Yes.
One of them being the Trojan War.
Yes.
Pretty open-ended, but
Yeah. There's a
it's
lot to cover.
Yes, so knuckle down, folks. Get your seatbelts ready. Get them clicked in.
Strapped in. I'm going to yap for a while.
Yeah, I'm so keen for it. Now, I am coming to this with a very beginner amount of knowledge of the Trojan War.
Sure.
So I reckon what's a good way to start is let's just get some real basic man off the street facts in.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Let's talk about time frame, years, who and who. Mm-hmm. Give us major players.
So the Trojan War didn't actually, it's all rooted in myth. It's not like historical fact that this is a war that happened. It was mainly passed down through oral tradition. So like people telling stories. The version that we know of it is from Homer. So he was a poet. It was written down around the 8th century.
Okay.
And BCE.
Yes.
Of course. And he wrote it down in the Iliad and the Odyssey, which are two very famous epic poems. Essentially, it's about a conflict between the Greeks and the Trojans.
Okay, and Trojans, it's an ancient people around Turkey, is that correct?
It's modern-day Turkey.
Great,
so,
okay.
Yeah, and...
So it's rooted in myth. Is there any archaeological or historical basis of fact to indicate that it was a true conflict?
There is and there isn't. There's a lot of interesting discovery with, excavation. There's a great story, actually. This archaeologist, he was digging around the area where he believed the ancient city of Troy to be.
Indiana Jones, I presume we're talking about.
Of course, obviously. Yep. He found this really cool, I think it was a golden mask, and he basically held it up, and he's very famous for saying, I found the mask of Agamemnon, which is one of the key players in the Trojan War. So it was actually found out that when they did studies on it, it was completely not from the time period at all.
Right.
But
he was very excited by the mask he found.
He was very excited. And that was a long time ago, so bless him.
I know there's obviously a very famous film about the Trojan War. Mm-hmm. It's called Troy.
It is called Troy.
I presume it is talking quite seriously about it, it is a fanciful, fun, campy action-adventure romp, loosely based off Homer's Iliad and bits of the Odyssey, I presume.
Yeah, it's like the sexed up Hollywood version of it. And
love that.
What I will say is when I watched it, I did think they cast Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
That is... When I read the Iliad and when I sort of went into the story, Paris is the character that he plays.
Yes.
Perfect casting.
Right.
And Brad Pitt.
Oh, yes, of course. What can we say about Brad Pitt?
The Greek...
25 years ago, whenever that film was made.
Christ, that Greek god build, Sorry, I need a minute.
No, that's all right. I'll edit in some time for you.
Please.
Now you've also brought in Amy. I believe, is this your copy of the Iliad? Is it?
This is my copy of the Iliad. This is the copy that I read when I was 16.
Was it for school or for leisure?
This was for leisure and also for a play that I was in called The Trojan Women. It was written by Euripides. I want to go into that a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. So it's a Greek play.
Yeah, I'll go into it now.
Yeah, please.
It was a Greek play written by someone named Euripides. Okay, so it was about the women in the aftermath of the Trojan War. So Euripides was a little bit of a feminist. Pretty cool.
Wonderful to have an ancient feminist.
Of course. But yeah, he was around the time, there was a bit of overlap with Aeschylus and Sophocles were the other playwrights.
Yes.
You've probably heard of Medea or Medea.
Yes. Read Medea.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Look, I can really appreciate the style and really appreciate the conventions that still carry into theatre we've got today. There are elements that are wildly inaccessible for me, but
Sure.
it's an ancient text and it's an ancient art form.
An interesting, cool fact is there was a play competition in Athens. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
I don't know if Euripides won for Medea. He definitely didn't win for the Trojan Women, but there was like a prize awarded to the best play or series of
like
plays
Trop
in that.
Fest.
Yeah, Deadass Trop Fest. Sorry.
No, dead ass is fine.
Dead ass
Thank
is
you.
fine.
I have given a little brief to Amy about curse words, folks.
I swear like a sailor.
Don't we all?
They won something called the Ivy Crown, which is pretty cool.
Yes, I've heard of the Ivy Crown.
Yes, and I think there was something involving a goat as well. I don't know if it was symbolic or like they literally won livestock.
Or won some goat. I mean, not crazy out of the question.
No, it wouldn't be for the time period.
No, the equivalent of a pub meat tray, I guess.
Yeah, the ancient pub meat tray.
A great prize for all. So also one thing you mentioned to me is you wrote over 2,000 words.
Oh, that talks me up a little bit. So now I
in
feel like there's
preparation
pressure.
for today. No. It doesn't talk you up. It just shows that you prepared for this recording.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that my previous guests haven't. They definitely have. But the fact that you just had that knowledge on you.
Yeah, look, I had to fact check myself a little bit of what I knew and write down a few things just so I remembered the talking points.
Yes.
Because I don't want to watch back and be disappointed that I didn't include
100%.
something.
We're going to get to the horse, folks. We're going to get to the horse.
We'll get there. We will get there.
So let's talk about, because the way I've always seen the Trojan War is a bit of like an epic novella. There are these famous characters like Paris and Helen and all of these people. Does that factor in? I mean, how does that factor in historically? Were these real people? Like, Jesus Christ very famously is a real person, whether or not you believe the Bible or not. Historically, that holds up. How about, these characters in?
Look, I think you can speculate. I think different historians have different opinions on it. I think probably not. I'm sure there's some tales rooted in truth, but
they're most likely like a dissemination of multiple people or creative inspiration, really.
Of course. And maybe there was a war in that area at the time. But the thing about the Trojan War is that what people don't realize, because a lot of like the commercial access to it is through the movie Troy or, stuff like that. And there's
the Odyssey coming to cinemas soon.
Yeah. And I think the Odyssey will actually be good because there's a lot of like myth involved. When you read the Iliad and the Odyssey, the gods basically, it's a pretty much a petty feud between the gods, and the humans are just their pawns that they use. Like
they're collateral.
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's parts where gods and goddesses save or kill people. Like the humans had no power or control over this war whatsoever. The gods had their favorites. So it is obviously tricky to believe that this is a real story unless 100%. That's your...
It's probably as real and faithful as God of War is, which took a lot of inspiration from the Odyssey and the Iliad.
God of War?
God of War games, yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's all, you'd probably like it. It's a lot of like petty feuding of gods and men becoming gods becoming men. Great stuff. Anyway, love God of... That's a separate Hyperfixation podcast. The episode. We'll talk about God of War. When they announce the next one, we'll do that. So, the story. How long are the cliff notes on the story? I imagine it's a beefy saga.
It is. I've cut it down for brevity. There's a lot of details that you can look up in your own time if you're interested. Oh, I have a cool language side note thing.
Yes.
The name of the city of Troy is actually Ilium, hence the Iliad. Yes. And so the text was written in ancient Greek, obviously, which I have another note about the poetry of it for later on.
Copy.
But I did want to add in a cool little side note about Latin language. It's very similar to Greek. I know a lot more about Latin, but I just wrote down a couple things I don't know if it's relevant.
Yeah,
you can
please.
totally
No. I'm very interested.
But I thought it would be cool. Like, so the way that these languages are written, they're obviously different. The grammatical role of a word is derived from the suffix. So there are like 6 cases in Latin. So there's like a different ending of the word. The Iliad was not written in Latin. I'm just
We're getting to the Iliad.
getting to the Iliad.
Yeah. This is what the
I
podcast
really wanted to
is
talk
for.
about this.
This is what the podcast is for.
So take the word Regina, for example.
Yes.
For example, means queen, as we know. So there's 6 cases: nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, and vocative.
Yep.
So, for example, nominative, the case,
Yep.
the suffix would be a, so it would be Regina, which means the queen is. So,
Okay.
I had an example sentence, but it's like really inappropriate.
That's okay. If I have to cut it, I'll just bleep it.
Okay, so
If it's relevant.
it would be the queen is doing lines of cocaine.
Oh, that's not too inappropriate. That's fine.
Right. That was
I
just
thought you
the
were gonna
first
say like the
example that
queen
came
is
to mind. Bleep.
king or something
Oh,
like that.
that's even better. Let me change
Yeah.
it. The
Yeah.
queen is bleep, king. And then, okay, you have dative as
Yep.
another example. So the suffix is AE, so Reginae,
Yep.
and it would be to or for the queen. So I gave a gift to the queen.
Okay.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of cases that have the same suffix, but context is like how you determine. So it's like it's a tricky language to study because you can't speak it. It's all written.
Well, it's a dead language. And I presume that means there's a lot of room for error in terms of translating ancient texts.
Yes, and this is what I wanted to get into as
Yeah.
well. Because I don't know a lot about the ancient Greek language, but Latin I studied very briefly. In terms of translation, the Iliad was written originally in a form called dactylic hexameter, which is like a poetic form. It's not super relevant to us how this is. Basically, it's one long syllable followed by 2 short syllables and then repeated 6 times. I don't fact check me too hard on that, but it's not super relevant to us because we don't. You and I. I actually don't know Noah, but I assume you don't read ancient Greek. The reason why it was written this way is because the Iliad and the Odyssey were meant to be performed and spoken out loud.
Yes.
But
Going back to that oral tradition of the story and being passed down.
Look at you engaging in
Look
what
at
I'm
me, I can
saying.
listen and remember things.
Bleep. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, Amy.
bleep. That's my first one. But yeah, so it's not super applicable to us as English speakers because like in our poetic forms, think Shakespeare, we have obviously stressed and unstressed syllables rather than long and short.
Yeah.
So that's just something cool. Translations, I've read 2 different translations and I noticed with one of them, the translator really tried to get the rhythm, like the poetic rhythm. So I found it more difficult to read because the clarity in the actual story of the text wasn't as clear. Whereas another translation didn't throw out the poetic form, but it didn't attempt to have that same rhythm.
Yes.
And it just sort of translated more for story. So it's just an interesting thing about language and translation that I think is cool.
100%. Because like I understand, like obviously text of that age, the Bible, well, even like Shakespeare's, like the different folios, there's a lot of different versions of Shakespeare's text and that's 500 years ago. So like how many countless versions of the Odyssey and Iliad, I imagine.
There must be so many. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And the one you've brought here, this is Penguin Classics.
Penguin Classics.
It for audio listeners, it's quite a well-worn volume.
It is.
It looks loved.
It is loved. It's
Yeah.
been through thick and thin.
And there are some tabs I've noticed. Are they of any historical import?
Absolutely not. So I sort of wrote this. These are sort of the thoughts that I was having when I was 16 and reading the Iliad. I think I was probably going insane.
I mean, that's most 16-year-olds. They
Yeah.
go through a phase.
Yeah, so I think I was really committed to reading this book really quickly.
Yes.
So to sort of get me through it and get me understanding it, I had a lot of thoughts about things in like a 16-year-old girl terms. So for example,
Thank you for sharing this with us. This is this is like reading your diary from when you were 16.
Truly, I'm really committed to this
Wow.
podcast. So there was a sentence said, he missed this time too, since Apollo turned the arrow side, but he did hit, Greek name, Hector's daring charioteer by the nipple in his chest. I wrote, Homer was totally a boobs guy. Like, no idea why.
Clip that. That's going to be great.
That's great for the trailer.
That's great.
Then there's a character named Ajax the Lesser who basically Cassandra, who is a princess of Troy. Probably heard of Cassandra.
Yes.
And I wrote #cancel the lesser Ajax. Like, sort of implied already,
I feel
right?
like it's a bit of a heinous offense to just I feel like yeah.
Yeah, so,
Interesting.
cancel, I don't think I was really thinking of the actual weight of that, which is really clear in this next one because I read this probably beautifully written passage of the Iliad and I wrote, could have been worded better, LMAO.
That's amazing.
Yes. Oh, I was really into Taylor Swift at this time in my life as well.
Yep. No judgment.
Well, thank you. I still love Taylor Swift.
You loved Homer and Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift, the
two-
duality of women.
Two greatest authors of our
Of all time.
Yeah.
He used the word fearlessly and I crossed out LY and just put Taylor Swift. Yep.
Right.
And then my personal favorite, there was a sentence that said, so take the whip and shining reins yourself while I get down and fight. And I underlined the word whip and wrote nay, nay.
Oh, it's not where I thought it was going, but that's pretty good.
Yeah. So
that's great.
So, I just thought I would say you don't have to be a genius to read the Iliad. You can have whatever thoughts you want. And if you see someone annotating a book, a lot of the time it's not super intellectual. So just take comfort in that.
I think Homer would be proud that people are taking thousands of years later still such interest and such relevant interest.
Such insight, truly, into Homer's inner workings.
No, and honestly love that. I feel that's a refreshing modern approach.
Yeah.
And if none of that, if Taylor Swift doesn't write a song for the Odyssey, for the end credits or whatever.
You know what? She actually has a song called Cassandra.
Does she? About
Cassandra of Troy.
Wow.
So there you go.
She's run out of ex-boyfriends to write about.
Was that sexist, Noah?
Yes.
Bleep. But yeah, so I just thought I'd bring that.
Really
'cause
appreciate
I was
it.
delving into it in preparation for this podcast and I was like looking through some of my notes and I was like, ooh, I wonder if I can find some insight.
I think you have. I think you have.
Zero
You've brought a lot to
insight.
the podcast. You've at least brought me some great clips
Thank you. Yeah.
for social media.
Yes, great.
So we've talked a bit about the language. We've talked a little bit about Homer.
Yes, we
We've
should
talked a bit.
go into the
Let's
story.
talk a bit about the story.
Yes. Okay. We've got Troy and we've got Greece.
Yes.
So in the Trojan family, we have Priam and Hecuba. So they were the king and queen of Troy. They had a lot of children, but I'm going to go into 3 key players.
Yes.
We've got Paris.
Yes. Orlando Bloom in the
Orlando
movie.
Bloom. We've got Hector, who was
Eric Banner.
Eric Banner, yes.
Yep.
And then I don't know who Cassandra was played by, actually.
I'll
could look it up.
Gently look it up while
Look it up.
you're
Actually, no, Cassandra wasn't in it.
Wow.
I don't think.
They've-
Please fact check that. Cassandra, I'll talk about her first.
Yep.
She was the princess of Troy and she was a prophet. So she was given the
wow.
gift of prophecy by the god Apollo.
Yes.
But he was like really into her. So yeah, so he was
She had a
like
lot going on.
oh yeah, Cassandra had it going on. Try as he might, Cassandra kept rejecting his advances. So Apollo, being an incel, was like, you know what? You can have this gift of prophecy, but I'm going to curse you so that you can predict everything that's going to happen ever, but no one's going to believe you.
Oh.
So that was Cassandra's curse. So then you have Paris. He was like really hot, like historically
Yeah.
really, really good looking. And then you have Hector, who I'm sure was also very good looking, but he was a fighter. He was one of the greatest warriors ever.
Wow.
And
We had a lover and a fighter.
a lover and a fighter, exactly. So the whole war sort of started. So there was a wedding. I'll get into Achilles, but Achilles' parents, Thetis and Peleus, I'm butchering those names, butchering them. They got married, and all of the gods were invited to this wedding. It was a god and a mortal, I believe.
Sounds like Taylor Swift's wedding.
There you go. Wait, nice.
I've tied it back
Sure
in.
you get a zing for that.
Nah, I wasn't. No, I'm going to have to cut the first Taylor Swift thing, so then that won't be a proper callback.
There is a goddess called Eris.
Yes.
And Eris is the goddess of discord. Or
Reddit. Sorry, go on.
Good one, Noah.
Thank you, Amy.
I'm waiting to get one of those.
Yeah.
Eris was really upset because she wasn't invited to this wedding. Yeah, Pretty bad.
Rude.
Yeah. So
But all the gods were invited,
all of them. But like, she's the goddess of strife. Like, play down if Eris is there, which is like super. Like, you wouldn't want someone like that at your wedding.
No, not at my wedding. No. Someone else's, sure.
Oh, really?
Here for the drama.
You're okay with
the
that?
drama and the tea. Are you kidding
sure.
me?
Sure.
Weddings can be a bit dry. Let's be real.
I've never been to a wedding,
You've
actually.
never been to a wedding?
No.
Hey, next time I'm invited to a wedding, you're my +1.
Thank you.
We'll hit up a
Really?
wedding. Absolutely. Yeah.
I love that it was like you're my +1, but not like when I get married. It's like
Oh, when I get married, you'll be marrying me.
wait.
No. Oh no, you'll be a guest to my wedding. Right, I see what you're saying. No, you're not going to be invited to my wedding.
What the bleep, dude?
No.
Oh, because you're never getting married because everyone hates you. Do I get a sing for that?
I'll give you a rim shot. How about that? Here we go. There we go.
Oh, it's so like it ends on
It's
a
a
downbeat.
bit
It's
passive-aggressive.
It is. It's a really, really passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eris brought this golden apple. Some say it's literal, some say it's metaphorical. It's all myth anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But inscribed on the apple said like to the fairest or to the most beautiful, however you want to translate it. And 3 goddesses were like, yep, that's mine. So Hera, who was the wife of Zeus.
Yes.
Athena and Aphrodite, who was the daughter
Yes.
of Zeus. So they were all like, we really want this apple. We want to be the fairest or most beautiful.
Yes.
So they were like, Zeus, like, you get to decide who gets the apple. And he's like, I'm staying so far away from that.
Yeah.
Not happening. So he was like, let me pick a mortal who can decide who's the most beautiful.
Right.
So he's like, all right, Paris, you're really hot. Like,
You
that's
clearly
pretty
know
much
who's
it.
also hot.
He was supposed to be like very fair. So that means like fair judgment, fair in looks. They basically bribed him, these 3 goddesses. So Hera was like, I will give you like land and power if you give me the apple. Athena was like, I'll give you like great battle instincts and strength if
Wonderful.
if you give me the apple.
To match your brother's great warrior instincts.
Exactly, because Paris didn't have that.
Yeah.
You would think he'd want to take that. But then Aphrodite comes in with her offer. I will let you marry the most beautiful woman in the world. Guess which one he picks? The shallow bleep. He picks, I want to marry the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah.
So, this is Helen.
Yes. Enter Helen.
Enter Helen. So, Helen is the wife of Menelaus, who is the king of Sparta.
Oh, she was married.
Yeah. She was married, which is why we have this whole feud.
Oh my God.
Interestingly, though, like she was divine in some sense. I actually don't remember who her like Greek god, like where her lineage came from. It's definitely in my notes.
But she's semi-divine in some way.
Semi-divine,
Like a demigod sort of thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
okay.
she's very, very beautiful. And,
yes. She is so hot.
She's
She's reached god status.
Yeah,
Right.
dead ass.
Yeah.
So when Helen, before she was married, every Greek guy who was anyone wanted to get in her pants, pretty much. They wanted to marry her. And there was a lot of like fighting going on. So Odysseus, he was the king of Ithaca. He was really, really smart, and he was like, okay, guys, we have to create a treaty here because we're all going to kill ourselves fighting over this woman. So whoever she picks, if any man comes in between that, we all fight, like we all go ham on the guy who betrayed.
Yes.
So anyways, Helen ends up picking Menelaus, who is the king of Sparta. They get married. All is fine and dandy. I'm sure she had no say in the matter.
Yeah.
But then Paris
Yeah.
goes over to Sparta. So there's like versions where he went over to Sparta specifically because Aphrodite told him to go. There's like, because there was another war in Troy, between Troy and Greece beforehand.
Right.
So it could have been like a diplomatic mission, like they were going for peace, or like, you know, as he was a representative for Troy.
They were very familiar with each other at this point.
Yeah. So he goes over for whatever reason it might have been. There's like a version where he was going over to retrieve his aunt or something. I don't know. Weird.
Gotta find your aunt, guys.
You
you
gotta.
lose your aunt.
You gotta.
Track them down.
But either way, Helen gets abducted.
Yes.
Abducted. See, this is the thing that is so commercialized, is the love story between Helen and Paris. It wasn't like that at all. Like there's versions, but especially in the Iliad, she did not want to go. Aphrodite basically forced her to go with Paris. Like she did not want to. Some say she was seduced. Some say she fell in love.
Well, it very much seems like the human plot is a B plot to the god's A plot.
100%.
Yeah.
Like Aphrodite, pretty much, Paris gave her the apple, so she promised him Helen.
Yeah.
So Helen had to go. She has no choice.
Yeah.
Like, what's she going to do? Fight a god? No.
Yeah, well, no.
No. She's not going to do that.
Despite how hot she is.
Aphrodite was hotter.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So Helen goes over to Troy.
Right. Where she does not want to go.
She does not want to go to Troy. So after this, Menelaus is like super unhappy. Like that's his wife.
Yeah.
And he's really into her.
And she's really attractive, as we've
She's
established.
so hot.
Yeah.
So Menelaus basically calls up his brother Agamemnon, who is the king of Mycenae or Mycenae.
You got
Pronunciation?
Agamemnon.
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 Agamemnon. I used to be able to say Agamemnon.
No, you can say it. Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
No, Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
No, I think you're doing it on purpose.
Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Mem.
Non.
Oh, Agamemnon.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was mishearing
Don't
it.
say oh. Like
Yeah,
that's the
no.
first time you realized it. I just said
Yeah.
it 15 times.
I'm a great listener.
Yeah, clearly. Remember that pact that I talked about earlier?
Yes.
So all these men, like they're all married, they've all got kids, all these
Yeah.
men who used to court Helen. They don't really care. But
They've moved on.
Yeah, Odysseus doesn't even care. He pretends to be insane so that he doesn't have to go to war. But then,
Wow.
yeah, they like threaten his son or something, so he has to pretend to, or he has to go back to not being insane. That's a whole other myth story.
Right.
But he's like, all right. He rallies the troops. He's like, guys, we made a deal.
Yeah.
We're all gonna go.
Got to get her back.
We gotta get Helen back, and we
Yeah.
gotta take revenge on Troy. So that's why it was the face that launched 1,000 ships, because
Yep.
that many, like these were all kings and like great men who ruled over land. Like they were all coming to Troy. It was basically maybe not the entirety of Greece, but there were a lot of places going to this little tiny town or city called Troy. The thing about Troy though was the walls of Troy were built
Yes.
by Poseidon and Apollo. So they were indestructible.
So that's why the siege of Troy
Yes.
lasted for so long.
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years. Well, the whole war was 10 years, but the 10th year gets a little interesting.
A little spicy in the 10th year.
Spicy. Let's get into the Greeks, I think.
Yes, let's talk about the Greeks.
So I mentioned a few. My
Yes.
personal faves that I'm going to be talking
Please,
about.
yeah.
Menelaus, king of Sparta.
Yes.
Agamemnon, king of Mycenae. Mycenae. Don't know how to pronounce it. And then Odysseus, who is the king of Ithaca.
Yes.
And then we have the great warrior Achilles.
Yes.
Yes. So Achilles was a demigod as well.
Yep.
So I talked about his parents before, but Thetis was this like water nymph god situation. She dipped him in like mythical waters when he was younger, but like holding him by his ankles.
Yes,
So his whole
yes.
body was submerged.
Yes.
His ankle wasn't, which will become relevant later.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So he had a mate called Patroclus. There are a lot of like community.
Patroclus?
Patroclus.
As in, like, I've got a mate. He used to have a mate called Patrick. Now he's Patroclus.
Do it. That was not worthy of that. I was
It's my
thinking the
podcast. No, it was more deserving of. Hang on, we'll do a second take with a rim shot.
So he had a mate, his best friend ever, called Patroclus.
Hey, you know what? I used to have a friend called Patrick. Not anymore. Now I'm Patrickless. Both
That was much more fitting.
takes are going to make it into the cut.
Please.
Yeah, great. So Patroclus.
Patroclus. So Patroclus, he was an all right fighter. Not
Yeah.
nothing to
Not like Achilles.
Well, Achilles was immortal
Yeah.
mostly.
Oh.
Getting juicy
That's a little
now.
that's a little seed you've planted, for
planted.
later.
Yes, get excited. Patroclus was his best friend in a lot of iterations, like the Iliad.
Okay.
Some people think he was his cousin. Some people say that he was his lover.
Maybe all of the above. It was
Yeah.
ancient Greece after all.
There's a lot of modern like adaptations of the story of Achilles where Patroclus is his lover.
Heated rivalry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually about Achilles and Patroclus.
Yeah. Patroclus no more.
How many times are you going to use that exact joke?
We'll see.
Great. Can you add in like a Patroclus counter or something?
Well, I think for future podcasts, I'll have a Patroclus button. I'll add in a little Patroclus button.
That's great.
Yeah.
Aw.
I'm waiting for a running joke. Yeah. So yeah.
Great.
That's in the running.
Patroclus.
I'll talk to the team after. I'll talk to my audio engineering
Excellent.
team.
They're all behind the camera right
They
now.
are. Thank you, folks.
So
You can't dispel the illusion that I've got a massive team
course,
working on this
sorry,
podcast.
sorry, no, not at all. Achilles did not want to go to Troy either. Like, no one wanted to go fight this fight.
No.
But they all eventually did for whatever reason. So they go across to Troy. The siege, like, pretty boring. Not boring. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of great stuff in there, but
There's
it's
a
not
lot
super
that
relevant
happened.
for story.
Well, so they all just like rocked up on the beach.
And
then just walked up to the wall and were like, well, I guess we'll
sort of
set
like
up shop.
Knocked on it and,
Yeah.
you know, didn't really... No, they were like fighting pretty hard.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of really graphic... I was really shocked when I first read it. A lot of really graphic descriptions of like stuff that were going on the battlefield.
Good Lord.
Like fully describing like men's like guts and like them pissing and like rape and like it's pretty like vile stuff.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I was a bit taken aback when I read it. I really wasn't expecting it, but like it's described so poetically. I don't know. It's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
But when the war really started to turn, so the Greeks landed on Troy, but they were trying to get him from behind, so they landed on the shore of like Asia Minor. And they sort of came up around the side.
Gotcha.
So they were like taking towns and cities and stuff. And there were these two women that were taken, and many more. But one was given to Agamemnon and one was given to Achilles.
Right.
Agamemnon's chick dies. Agamemnon had a wife too, anyway.
There was Agamemnon was just like, yeah. That was actually in the Finding Nemo episode.
So Agamemnon's woman, concubine, dies. So he's like, ugh, who do I...
You censoring yourself is the funniest thing. You're like, oh gosh.
He's like, oh, who do I have relations with now? So he takes Briseis.
Oh, I need to get laid, guys.
He needs to get laid. Like he's in battle. There's a lot of testosterone flying around.
Oh, he's very stressed.
Yes, very horny in the face of blood and guts, apparently. He was a really, really great guy. So Briseis gets taken, who is Achilles' woman.
Right.
Now, like Achilles didn't love, like in the Troy version, the film.
Yes.
It was like a love story. It wasn't like that at all. Like she was fully a slave taken.
Yeah.
And Achilles didn't love her. The reason why he lashes out against Agamemnon after this is out of like pride and honor. So
yeah. She's an object to them.
Yeah.
And they've taken his object.
She was a prize. So he was like, no, I'm not going to be involved in the fighting anymore.
Right.
Which is a freaking
big
detriment.
blow. Big blow.
Yeah. That's a really big deal. So the tide starts turning.
Lost our star player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Tide start turning. Troy starts pushing him back. Like,
rare.
Yeah. So they're like, nah, we got to do something.
Got to try and hire another demigod.
So Menelaus, who was the king of Sparta.
Yes.
And Paris, who was the one who took Helen, if you've been listening. They were like, okay, let's settle this one-on-one. Only took them 9 years to be like, let's
mano
just do
a
it.
mano.
Yes. So they were like, let's fight one-on-one.
Yes.
Paris is not a good fighter.
No.
So Menelaus, he's one blow away from killing. And then Aphrodite, who has a big fat crush on Paris, takes him away. Yep. Takes him away up to his bedchamber where Helen is waiting. And he's like, oh my God, I was about to die. Like, Helen, like, come have sex with me. And she's like, I'm disgusted in you. You're a weakling. I really want to use another word.
Please, I'll bleep it if we need to.
You're a pussy.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in you in the slightest. She's like really upset. She saw the fight from her window and she's like, oh my God, my husband.
That was really lame.
Yeah, really, really lame. So
good Lord.
They didn't get that done.
Oh no.
Yeah. So the fight continues with everyone.
Right.
So Patroclus, if you remember.
Oh yes, I remember Patroclus.
Do you? Mm-hmm.
We've got Patrick back.
Yeah, Patrick is back. And he's like, okay, Achilles is not fighting. Like, we're all about to die, and Achilles is still not fighting because he's so mad over Briseis. So, yes,
of course.
He will not fight for Agamemnon. He won't do it.
He's being a bit surly. He's gone to the pub.
Oh, yeah. He's sitting there. He's not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
So Patroclus is like, okay, I'm gonna adorn Achilles' armor, and I'm gonna go on and pretend that I'm Achilles and try and scare him off a little bit. Pretend that Achilles is back.
Almost like the Trojan horse. Like dressing up.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my
gosh. I can see where they got the idea for the horse.
Yeah.
Let's send in somebody disguised as,
Yep. There's some iterations where Paris actually goes into Greece disguised as well when he initially goes to take
Wow.
him. So
interesting.
there are a lot of disguises. It was sort of their like go-to.
Yeah. It's
strategy.
a good narrative device.
It is.
To get your character into a location where they need to go to.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. And like Odysseus was the one, we'll get to the horse, but who came up with the idea of the Trojan horse. And some say that he got the idea from Paris showing up disguised.
Love that.
Yeah, really cool. But yes, so Patroclus.
Just really good storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. So Patroclus adorns Achilles' armor and he runs into battle. And Hector goes to fight him. They're like two sides of one coin. They're like, they're gonna battle it out. Like they are the two greatest warriors from the two great cities. Like this is like we've been waiting to see this face off.
This is
but it's
John
not Achilles.
Cena and The Rock.
Absolutely, but it's John Cena is actually.
It's not John Cena
it's not
at
John
all.
Cena, it's his best mate.
Yeah.
Yep. And we just think it's John Cena.
It's Ricky Stenicki.
Hector obviously kills Patroclus because Patroclus is not Achilles and Hector is the greatest fighter ever.
Mm.
I'm
just getting it ready in case. I know this might be the last time we mentioned Patroclus, so I'm just getting it ready in case.
So Patroclus is dead.
Now we're Patroclus.
Deserved.
Thank you. I think that's all right.
Yeah, and that'll be the last one.
Yeah.
No, it will.
You've taken charge
We're
of
done.
the podcast. A mutiny.
Yes. So Achilles is enraged. Like he loves his boy Patroclus. So he puts back on his armor. Also, side note, there is like a really lovely section of the book that just describes Achilles' armor. I actually won't read it out because it's really long, but it's stunning, and it I don't know, it talks about just the poetry of it is really cool. So if you read any part of the Iliad, read that. It's on page 331 of this edition.
Copy that.
Yes, book 18. Just read it. It's amazing, but it's a very, very long description of just the armor and how beautiful this armor was and what it looked like, and really cool. It was something that stuck out to me.
And some very obvious design flaws around the heel area.
Would you look at that?
Oh.
You would think that he would cover his heel, right?
Come on,
if he
guys.
knew. Maybe he didn't know.
Why is he wearing armor at all, apart from like some
what the
high
hell?
tops?
I didn't even think of that. Just get the connies
or some
on.
docks.
Yeah.
You know, cover those puppies up and then you're good to go. Cover the dogs.
Okay, I think we need to get Homer in on this and have a chat to him about what he could have done instead.
Yeah,
he wanted to keep his
beautiful armor.
Yeah,
what's
beautiful
going
armor.
on?
What's going on?
It's not like they didn't know about the heel thing. They're like, guys.
I don't think they knew. The gods knew, but the mortals didn't know because they would have gone for his heel a really long time ago.
True. Sorry, that is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I don't think Achilles knew.
Yeah.
So Achilles runs into battle. He kills Hector. Hector
Sorry,
is dead.
I feel I've missed a bit. Why has Achilles come back?
He's so upset about
Patroclus.
Patroclus dying.
I was too busy thinking about my
About
joke.
bits?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Yeah. So Patroclus is dead.
Patroclus is dead.
Achilles is mad as hell.
Mad, angry. He runs in, he kills Hector.
What's he wearing?
His armor.
Oh, he got his armor back.
He got his armor back off Patroclus's body, I believe.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
My boy is dead.
Exactly.
Takes
his
the
clothes
armor
off.
off. Strips him down.
Those Greeks. Those ancient Greeks.
Randy
so,
Greeks.
yeah, he runs in and he kills Hector, which is a really big deal. Really, really sad.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for Hector.
There's a lot happening. Gee, so
lot going on.
Major
and I'm cutting
plot
so
development.
much out too.
Oh,
but
the fact that
I'm
you've
getting all the
done
important
this.
things.
Yeah,
in.
please. Yeah, this is great.
So
I'm hooked. I'm on the edge of my damn seat.
So Hector is Paris's brother.
Yes.
Paris is super upset, but he's not a fighter. So he gets out his bow and arrow. And Aphrodite, no. Apollo. Apollo was on the Trojan
Right.
side too.
Yeah.
Because he's like really into
Yep.
Cassandra. So Paris fires, and Apollo, knowing where Achilles' weakness is, guides his aim, and it shoots Achilles in the foot, and Achilles is dead. But it doesn't happen straight after. There's this whole section of the book where after Hector dies, Achilles, and Hector's last dying words were like, please take me back to Troy and like be respectful with my body.
Yep.
And Achilles basically straps him to a chariot and rides him around the Greek camp for days and days until Priam, the king, comes in another disguise.
Yeah.
Comes in disguise to the Greek camp and pleads with Achilles to let his son's body be taken back to Troy so they can do funeral games. But yeah, so that's like super sad. But then Achilles comes back, Paris fires the arrow, Apollo guides it, Achilles is dead.
Wow.
Dead. So all of our key players are dead before the Trojan horse even shows up.
Well, exactly. Like this is like, gee, this feels like climax. This is end of Act 3.
Well, it's so the Iliad ends with Hector's death.
Right. And then it goes into the Odyssey.
The Odyssey. Yeah.
Right.
So the Odyssey is a lot about Odysseus, but
Yes,
it's
of
got the
course.
Trojan horse in it. So Odysseus is the one who designs the Trojan horse. Because now, so all the key players are dead, pretty much. Like, you know, Hector, Paris, and Achilles, and Patroclus, they're gone.
All the main characters. Helen is still around.
Helen's still around, you know.
Doing her
Priam and
thing.
Hecubus are still around. Menelaus is still around. Odysseus is definitely still around. Agamemnon is definitely still around.
Yeah.
So Odysseus is like, all right, I don't know what to do now. Like, we were winning the fighting a little bit with Achilles. Now, like, there's nothing we can do to get past the walls of Troy. Like, we're going to have to leave. So many of our greatest warriors are dead.
Yeah.
We're all going to die.
Yes.
There's nothing we can do. Or is there? Dun, dun, dun. So.
I don't have that sound. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
I've got...
You got a whole little board
Hang on,
there.
I'll do that. That's not bad.
Excellent.
That's from Into the Spider-Verse or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's the...
I'm glad you got the important sounds
Yeah,
on there.
I've got some... Oh, hang on. That's not bad. We can do that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Is that
I
it?
might... No, I've got what else?
Oh, why didn't you use that
got-
first? That's perfect.
I should have used Wobble Ubba Dub Dub. That
You
made,
should've.
made way more sense contextually.
Yeah, absolutely. So Odysseus is like, I have an idea. And he builds this massive wooden horse. We're talking
Wow.
like bigger than you think it is.
Yeah.
Like I actually don't have the number, and I should have looked it up, the number of Greeks that fit into this, but it was enough to storm the city. Between 20 and 50.
20 and 50 men.
People inside
Yeah.
the horse.
Wow.
So,
It's
you
a
know,
big horse.
It's a big horse, but they basically needed people in so that they could open the gates for
to
the rest
them.
of them to rush
Yeah,
in.
break the siege.
Yeah. So what the Greeks do is they build this, or by Odysseus's design, they build this massive horse.
Yes.
Don't know why a horse. I
That was
guess.
my follow-up question. Was there some significance to the horse?
I think that horses were just like such a currency back in that day. Like
Yeah.
it's meat, it's transport. I think horses are probably significant in some way, but I'm
Yeah,
sure I'm
socially.
absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
getting that wrong.
Oh, no, I think that's a good enough guess.
There might be a spiritual reason as to why, because they believed it was a gift from the gods. So
Ah.
what the Greeks did is they basically sent a lot of people home on their warships.
Yes.
So the Trojans are seeing all of the Greeks go home. They're like, we won. Like
Yeah.
they're leaving. The ships are going back.
We've
you know,
won, lads.
The war is over. They can't get past our walls. What is that? They look and there's something left on the beach. A massive wooden horse. And they're like, well, there can't be anything suspicious about this. It's just a comically large horse.
Yeah.
So they're like, it has to be a gift from the gods.
has to
It
be.
must be. I mean, also, like, it's a big horse, so they're like, how could humans have
Well
possibly
done,
built
Troy.
this? Well done, Troy. They
Here's
got the
a
big brain.
horse.
Yes. And Cassandra, do you remember her curse?
Her curse. Oh, that she could foresee the future, but nobody would believe her.
So she's like screaming, ranting and raving, being like, do not let this horse inside the walls of Troy. But they do.
Oh,
so
no.
they bring in the horse. They shut the gates.
Beginning a long tradition of not listening to women.
Thank you.
Yep.
So night falls. They creep out. One of the key players who was inside the horse was named Pyrrhus. He was Achilles' son, and he was also a fantastic fighter.
His name's Paris?
Pyrrhus or Pyrrhus.
Paris, all right. I feel like they've starting to
pronunciation
reuse
is-
some names here, Homer. It's
I
very
don't know what you're talking
similar.
about. But they have two Ajaxes. It was so easy to avoid.
Yeah.
And they're so involved with one another too. There's Ajax the Greater and Ajax the Lesser.
Love that.
Anyway, so yes, these Greeks are inside of the horse.
Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, genuinely. So they're all inside the horse.
Yep.
They come out at night.
Yep.
They open the gates. The Greeks storm the city.
So the Greeks have hidden somewhere, have they?
I assume
They've gone around.
They've gone around.
They found a very large bush. They've actually just built another horse. And that's where all the Greeks are.
There's a horse on either side.
Yeah. Oh, which
Yeah.
one do we take?
Yeah. They built
a very
horses.
large bush to hide
Very
in.
large bush. It's
A large cardboard box that the horse came in, and they're all
it's
hiding
really,
in that.
really subtle. Like
Yeah.
the Greeks, they got big brains. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
That's funny.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm just
Thank
picturing.
you.
I'm picturing men with like swords and
Yeah,
spears
just like
hiding behind a bush, like Monty Python or something.
Crouching. No, the entire time we talk about the Trojan horse, I've been thinking about the Trojan rabbit scene from Holly.
So they storm the walls.
Yeah.
They kill Priam. Achilles' son kills Priam, who's the
Yep.
king of Troy. Super sad. Like Priam didn't really do anything wrong.
Nah.
He didn't. And that is pretty much the end of the Trojan War.
So what happens to Helen? So Helen's in Troy.
Yes, Helen is in Troy. She gets taken back
Right.
by Menelaus. Cassandra gets taken by Agamemnon as a concubine. And then his wife, named Clytemnestra or something. There's actually a play called Electra written by Sophocles that Kate Blanchett...
With Jennifer Garner.
Really?
No, that was an Electra joke. That was a Marvel joke. But no. I've got all these cutting edge references from like 30
I'm not
years
getting
ago.
any of them and I feel so stupid.
Your head is right in the middle of the Iliad and the Odyssey.
It is.
And
I'm
you're not
actually
getting
focused.
my Marvel references from 2001.
God,
I'm so sorry.
There's that play called Electra and
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett did it when she was Oneida.
Oh,
and
yes.
She played Clytemnestra, but
Wow.
this woman, Agamemnon's wife, ends up killing Cassandra. So Cassandra goes back to Mycenae and then she gets killed.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there was Hector's wife.
Yes.
Let me find. So her name was Andromache. They had a son as well called Astyanax. And he got killed.
Astyanax.
Astyanax.
What
It's
a
pretty sick
great
name, isn't it?
Astyanax. That might be my
It's-
favorite name so far.
But yeah, so he got killed so as to not grow up and
Rip.
seek revenge. And then,
A lot of covering their tracks. They're like, oh, better do some spring cleaning
yeah,
here.
yeah, exactly. And
Often
then,
people left, right and center.
yep. And then Hecuba, who was Priam's wife, got taken by Odysseus back to Greece. So it's
Wow.
quite sad. There was one like key player called Aeneas who survived the Trojan War. And there's a book by Virgil called the Aeneid, and it's basically his journey to Rome. And I think he had something to do with the founding of the city, but then we like get
Right.
into Romulus and Remus
Oh,
territory.
and that's a whole other
it's a whole
episode.
other hyperfixation episode.
Could you do a hyperfixation episode on Romulus and Remus?
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
could.
that's a great sequel to this
I
one.
could do one on like the Roman political system.
That sounds great. I'll book you in.
Perfect.
Yep. So Helen. So Helen's 10 years older.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sort of none the wiser,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
How satisfied is she with everything that's gone on? Obviously, she's,
Oh.
abandoned the idea of Paris long ago.
Yes, 100%. I think she's. Look, no one's really very happy with her. So Menelaus is awful to her when she goes back because he thinks that she went willingly, or he doesn't care whether she went willingly or not.
Oh,
He's
so it
really,
wasn't
really
even about
upset with
her.
her. No, it was
whole
about
thing.
pride.
Yeah.
Of course it was. It was about ego and it was about pride. And so the Trojans hate Helen, and also there's none of them left really.
Yeah.
And then the Greeks also all hate Helen. So she's really not in a very good spot. And everyone thinks it's her fault. Also, there's like this thing about her being this like Jezebel or, promiscuous. I don't know. Like everyone
This
blames
succubus.
her. Yeah, exactly. Everyone blames her for the Trojan War and for all this bloodshed and loss, but it wasn't her fault.
No, she was a victim in it as much as everyone else.
She was.
They're all just pawns of the gods.
Yes, but they're all very like morally grey, especially the men. Like our heroes, like everyone loves Achilles and everyone roots for Achilles, but he's like downright evil. Like
He's not a very pleasant individual by the sounds of him.
No, not at all. He's awful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but
and Aphrodite, like she doesn't get what she wants in the end.
No, she doesn't get anything that she wants, but I don't think they really care. I think they're on to the next.
Yeah, wow.
I think they're on to the next. But there's a section in the Trojan Women, like the Trojan Women, the play by Euripides, it was all rooted in myth as well. So like he didn't just make it up based on reading the Iliad. Like he you know, it's all that oral tradition stuff again. Yeah. But he wrote about Poseidon and Athena.
Poseidon and Athena.
Yes, they speak a lot in the Trojan War because Poseidon was on the side of the Trojans and Athena was on the side of the Greeks.
Poseidon co-built the wall.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So they sort of talk about the aftermath of that a little bit, but it's very apathetic to it all. Like they have favorite characters in a TV show almost.
Yeah, I guess, does anything happen like politically with the gods at this point? Because obviously, like they're all a bit fractured into who they're rooting for.
Yeah,
is this more of just a game that hasn't actually affected them that deeply?
I think it does affect them, but I actually don't have enough knowledge to know how. But I think it means more than, or maybe not. Like the entire war started because it was 3 women arguing about who's the most beautiful. So I could venture to say that they got over that pretty quickly and it's gone into something else.
Just another episode of The Bachelor, you know? It's
honestly, I truly do think it is like that.
Why haven't they done a Trojan horse on The Bachelor?
And in what context?
I don't know, a date?
A Trojan horse date? Yeah, well, I guess people would think that the Trojan horse had Trojans in it, but it had Spartans.
Yes, it was a gift to the Trojans. Yes, a common misconception, I'm sure. No.
There you go.
Amy, we're getting sort of close to the end of our time here, and it's whizzed by.
It has. Have you enjoyed learning about the
I found it really fascinating. It's way less dry than I thought.
It's interesting.
Really interesting, really engaging, very political, very dramatic.
Yeah.
Gee, fantastic. I'm very tempted to read the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Do it. Honestly, I won't lend you my version because there's some...
I'd be very tempted for your footnotes.
They add a lot of insight.
They do.
As we know.
I ask all my guests, what is it about this either period of history or whether it's this particular story that you really enjoy engaging with? What is it about it that you find so interesting?
I think now it's just like nostalgia and like comfortability. Like I've known these characters for so long, so it's just something that remains really interesting to me. And I love the language and the
poetry of it.
Yeah, and I lifelong dream of mine to be able to read it in its original form. I think that would be so cool.
Wow.
But I who knows if that'll happen? Probably not. But I think translation is so interesting, and I love all parts of history. Even though this isn't really history, I don't know. I think it's just comfortability.
There's historical elements, of course. When you were 16, when you first read it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like? Was it something that came up like when you were at high school or like?
Yeah. Well, because I did that.
The play.
That play, but there's this fantastic musical. Oh, I've been wanting to gatekeep this, but whatever, because I keep it pretty close. I mean, Philip Quast was in it, the original recording, which is pretty cool. But I didn't know when he started being my teacher.
On One Way to the Forum?
No.
Or?
It's called Paris. It's written by John English and David Mackey.
I've never heard of it.
Oh my God, no one knows it. No one has ever heard of it ever. And my uncle loves John English. He brought it home one day before I was even born, and my whole family just loved this musical, and it's about Paris and the Trojan War, and that was my first introduction to it.
That sounds great.
And it's beautiful. It's like a rock odyssey.
I was going to say a rock opera.
Yeah, exactly. It's stunning, and that's how I got into it. And then I pitched to do this play, The Trojan Women, and I was a dramaturg on it, so I just did a lot of reading and research, and it was just such an enriching experience. So I've just always loved it. But
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank you for
on
having
the
me.
podcast, Amy. I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Yes.
You've been a fabulous
I've
guest.
Many more hyperfixations.
Mostly historical, would you say? Or like
Yeah.
historical in nature? That's sort of your
it's
shtick?
all going to be historical probably. But I'm a really good researcher, so
Yes,
I
absolutely.
if you want a topic, I'll
Please. Yeah. And look, always happy to have you on. And thank you everyone for joining us. Video version is on YouTube, audio versions wherever you get your podcasts. Feel free to check out the website. We've also got a Patreon now.
No way.
We do have a little Patreon now for some content that is not allowed on YouTube for copyright reasons.
Oh my God.
So we're going to put some fun stuff up on there. Maybe we'll chuck on some of your cliff notes if you would like for them to be available. We can chuck them on in some sort of format on the Patreon. But Amy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Noah.
And see you all next week. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you. That's the show, everyone. You can catch Amy in a production of Till the Stars Come Down by Beth Steele. It's playing at KXT on Broadway from the 27th of March to the 11th of April. Tickets available online.